remember making the beachhead in Lingayen Gulf in the Philippines. I was in the second wave, and it was several ships, I remember. It was a lot of dive bombing, strafing, and we hit the beach. I was in the second wave. I remember that. And from there, that's where the war started for me. It was January the 9th, 1945. It was approximately 9 o'clock in the morning. I remember there was several ships. We had one battle wagon, and it was a lot of strafing, dive bombing, rockets. It was just, I don't remember very much about that. I remember making the beachhead. I was in the second wave. That's about all I remember.
Do you remember, were you in a landing craft? How did you get ashore?
It was amphibious tanks. We used to call them alligators. I was, like I say, I was in the second wave, and we didn't have any opposition. Well, that's about all I remember.
So tell us, once you get ashore, what happens, sir?
Well, we all regrouped, and we headed for the hills. And maybe an hour, couple hours is when we started the war. The Japanese were there waiting for us, and we started fighting there.
Could you please tell us about what you remember when it comes to engaging the Japanese?
I don't remember very much. I just remember uh, I remember getting to the hills where they were. They were firing at us, and we were firing at them. That's just about all I remember.
Sure. Can you tell us about Grenade Hill?
I'm sorry.
Wasn't there a hill called Grenade Hill?
I remember one battle that we called it Grenade Hill, because they were on one side, we were on the other side, and they'd throw grenade at us, and we'd throw grenades at them. I don't remember that, but I don't remember very much anymore.
That's okay. Just share what you do remember. Could you tell us, as you moved inland, what were some of the patrols that you went on?
Some of the what?
Patrols.
Patrol? Well, I don't remember very much anymore. I remember firing at them firing at us. That's about all I remember. I don't remember very much.
That's okay. Could you tell us about the Japanese artillery? Do you remember?
Best I remember that they would fire at us. That's about all I remember. The rockets. I really don't remember very much.
Could you tell us the story of how you were wounded, sir?
When I was wounded, Yes, sir. I remember I was a scout leader, and my first scout got hit, and then I was the second one. I remember that they were hiding in the bushes, and I remember I got a bullet through my side, and it hurt my hip. It felt like I got hit with a huge rock, and my cartridge belt caught on fire. And I remember somebody telling me, "Take your cartridge belt off," and I took it off and dropped it. Then I started to walk back. Then I just fell, and the medic came over to me, and I thought I was going to die. I said, "I'm going to die." He said, "No, you just got a little scratch." I said, "No, I know I'm going to die." So they must have gave me a shot or something, because I don't remember anymore. I went out. I went out. I don't remember anything until I was in a stretcher going out. They carried me in the stretcher. That's what I remember.
So, sir, if you use your hand and kind of rub where the yeah. Yeah, so if you just run your hand along the scar. Here, we're gonna have to.
I remember getting to the medics, and I was real thirsty, and they wouldn't give me any water. He put a little cloth, a wet cloth in my mouth, but no water. I remember that. And from there they carried me, I don't know, in a stretcher. They put me in a jeep and carried me out to the hospital. I don't remember very much.
You're doing great. You're doing a lot better than you think. Can you tell us what was the original purpose of when you were out on that scout? What were you guys trying to do?
Well, we knew that the Japanese were there, and I talked to the captain. I said, "Why don't we drop some grenades or something to soften them, kill some of them?" And he said, "If we meet any opposition, we walk right through it." Those was the orders. So we did. And like I say, my first scout was the first one that got hit. Then I was the second one. I got a bullet through my body.
Can you tell us when the first scout was hit? Didn't he come back and he told you, "Don't go, don't"?
That's what he.
So can you mention that?
My first scout got hit in his arm. He got a bullet through his arm, and he was coming back. He said, "Don't go, don't go." And I said, I got to go. And right after that, I got a bullet through my body. All I remember is that I felt like I got hit with a huge rock.
At first, didn't you think it was a rifle butt?
That's what I thought. I thought I got hit, and I really it scared me, frightened me. I was thinking that I got hit with a rifle butt, and I expected to see the man there, but like I say, I just felt like I got hit with a huge rock, and I started walking back after that.
Could you talk about the blood when you were hit? How much blood?
I wasn't bleeding at all. That's why uh, I knew I was going to die. I had heard that when you're bleeding inside, it's fatal. And I really thought I was going to die.
Did you have the opportunity to do any prayers? I thought I saw somewhere that you were doing some prayers.
I did one prayer that I remember, but that's about all. This was another occasion uh, that I was praying because it was a hard battle that day, and I thought I was going to die. So I would pray to God, and I promised God that if I got out alive, that I was going to pray every day. But I didn't. I did not pray anymore. God was good to me, but I failed. I didn't pray. God was with me.
If you don't mind, sir, just to go back to the story of when you were wounded, when they took you to the field hospital, isn't there a story about there were three of you, and the first guy died? I don't
It
know.
was.
Can you tell that part, please?
I remember going to the hospital, and like it was three of us, and they were close to the nurses. Uh, the worst one, and then the other one, and then I was the third one. The first one died, and the second one was. I don't remember very much, but he was burned, most of his body, and then it was me. Uh, I don't remember very much. I remember the medics coming, and I think they interviewed me or something. I don't remember very much.
Do you remember the way they treated you? You're in your back, the exit wound. Do you remember when they were trying to patch your exit wound in your back?
I don't remember very much about that.
That's
I, I remember when I got to the hospital, it was already dark. It was at night, but I don't remember anymore.
if you don't mind, because there's a part of your story where the nurse, none of them would let you look at your wound. It was very big.
I remember she said they only had a scratch, but I don't remember. I don't remember very much.
That's okay. So let's move on. So, is there anything that you remember about the way they gave you? How did they fix you? You know, when you get shot in the stomach, how do you? What did they do to?
Right there and then, I remember she taped me up. The tape was maybe like 4 inches wide. And she put uh, several tapes on my stomach. That's about all I remember.
Were you able to eat anything?
Uh, I didn't eat for at least a day. I think until the next day.
So from there, where do they take you? After you're at the field hospital, where do you go to recover?
The field hospital, well, I remember going from the island of Luzon to the island of Lady. In Lady, I was in a field hospital. Yeah, I don't remember very much anymore.
That's okay. You don't need to say that because you do. You're doing great. So from Leyte, you were there until the war was almost over, right?
I was I was there. I was there maybe a month or two. I don't remember. I remember going back and going to the front lines again after I got well. But the war was almost over. Right after that, the war was over. I remember it was maybe less August, and I remember going from Luzon or Lady. I don't remember the island where I was. I went to Japan. It was September the 16th, 1945. I went to Japan.
What part of Japan?
In Yokohama. I was in Yokohama, and I went to Tokyo once or twice, but I was the time I was in Japan. I was in Yokohama.
What was your job in occupation duty? What were you doing?
In Japan, uh, our job was to take all the weapons, ammunition, everything that was military, and we did that.
What would you do with all the weapons?
Uh, we had a big warehouse where we had all the weapons, pistols, rifles, grenades, binoculars. We all we stocked them in a stock house.
What do you remember about interacting with the Japanese civilians? What was that like, sir?
We hated them and they hated us, but we didn't really have any intercom. Just we saw them, they see us, and we hated them, they hated us. That's about all.
Was it mostly, children and women? Who were you?
Well, at first it was children and women, old people, But we used to see some soldiers too.
What do you remember about the hunger?
About the hunger, I remember the children, the women, old people. They went to the trash cans to dig out whatever they could find. But then the commander said that they make a line, and whoever comes out of the mess hall, that soldier would give whatever he had left to the first person in line. And that's what we did.
When you went to visit Tokyo and some of the other cities, what do you remember about their destruction?
It was burned, strafed, demolished. That's about all I remember.
Did you get to know any of the Japanese people?
I remember Yokohama. I got to know 3 girls that I remember. I remember the name. One was uh, I just remember the name, but I've forgotten. I remember the mother and 3 girls. Uh, there in Yokohama, but I forgot their names.
That's okay.
One was Namiko, and the other one I don't remember. I just forgot.
You speak pretty good Japanese.
I'm sorry.
You speak pretty good Japanese.
Me? I don't. I remember. I don't even remember nothing. Just numbers. Ichi, ni, san, chi, go, roko. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all I remember.
So go ahead and can you tell us, um, do you remember the names of anyone in your company? Anyone that you were close to?
I just remember one sergeant, Sergeant Hoover. That's the only one that I remember the name. And I remember the my partner that used to be in the foxhole with me. His name was David R. Kramer. I remember the first American that I saw that was killed. I didn't have to go see him, but I wanted to see him, and I discovered him, and I saw his face, and I still remember his face was all torn up, and I almost passed out. It was a shock, and that's about all I remember. Peter Murphy. Peter Murphy. That was his name. I remember him. Peter Murphy. Yeah, I remember.
Where is he from?
I'm sorry.
Could you please mention where was he from?
He was from Louisiana. And I still remember him. He was a heavy person. Peter Manfrey.
Is there anything you can tell us about his personality? What kind of guy was he?
I remember him being a heavy person. I remember him talking, walking, but that's about all I remember. I remember a Japanese that the one that I killed, that I know I killed him because I shot him. I put 2 bullets in him. I remember him looking at me and I looked at him. I remember the expression in his face. And I always I wonder the expression in my face. I couldn't see myself. So anyway, I remember that Japanese. I saw him. I shot him. I killed him.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Can you please tell us the circumstances? Where were you? What was going on?
Well, they were dug in, and we went to dig them out. And like I say, I was walking up this hill, and my first scout, I remember him said that the Japanese was there, and I remember going up. Best I remember, the Japanese was in a hole, and he had his rifle, his carbine, and his saber. And I remember him trying to take his saber out. That's when I shot him. I vaguely remember things that I think he was trying to take his saber out to attack me, but I shot him. I didn't really felt anything, but now it's different. I don't know that I could do it anymore, but back then I didn't really feel anything. I just shot him, and I don't know. I'm not saying that I felt good about it, but I didn't feel anything. I just felt like that was my job. I either kill him or he's gonna kill me. It's
And you have to think about if you had not done anything, he could have killed a bunch of other Americans.
well, yes. I at the time I killed him. I thought about that. If he killed me, he's gonna kill somebody else also. And I don't know. I just killed him, and I didn't feel anything. I just felt like that was my job to kill him. If I didn't kill him, he was gonna kill me.
And how close did you get when you fired at him, sir?
How far was I from him? I would say 10, 12 feet. maybe 15 feet. I'm not too sure, but he was close. I saw his face, and I'm sure he saw mine. And I don't remember too much anymore.
Are there any other encounters with the enemy that stick out?
I didn't understood.
Do you have any other experiences where you were engaging the Japanese that you remember, like you remember that story? Were there any other encounters that stick out?
Well, the grenade hill, but like I say, we didn't see them. They didn't see us. We just throw grenades at each other. And there were other battles that we had. I don't really remember. I don't remember enough to comment.
Sure, sure. I know the Japanese would hide. What was that like trying to fight an enemy that you often could not see?
I I didn't really get the.
So the Japanese, they often would hide in the jungle.
Well, we didn't really fight in the jungle. It was in the hills. In the jungle, I only had combat patrol. Uh, in the hills, that's where we did the fighting.
So in the hills, where would the Japanese hide?
They were in the foxhole.
Do you remember encountering any of the caves? The caves?
Uh, I remember very vaguely. I don't remember very much.
That's okay.
I remember the flamethrower when we was training. I did not use the flamethrower in combat, but the flamethrower, I shot it once. It just had a flame. And later on, they came out with a different one. It was like a gel. You pull the trigger and we shot a gel. That's about all I remember.
So what weapon did you carry?
What weapon? I carried an M1 rifle and grenade.
What did you think about the M1?
That's a very good rifle. I loved it.
Did you guys have any experiences with the Japanese planes? Did the Japanese airplanes ever attack you?
I didn't really got the question.
The Japanese airplanes, did they ever strafe or bomb you? The Japanese planes.
No, they never did. The the only thing I remember vaguely, I remember the Japanese dive bombing and strafing, but I don't remember. I just vaguely remember we were in the hills.
It's interesting because you say you don't remember and then you tell an incredible story. You don't need to be so hard on yourself. Your memory is a lot better than you think. Could you please tell us, do you remember anything about the Japanese booby traps?
Booby traps?
or mines, Japanese mines or booby traps?
I didn't really have too many experience with that. I remember they used to have booby traps, but I don't really remember.
That's okay. So just to wrap up about the war for now, can you talk a little bit about your living conditions?
By my what?
Your living conditions
Living?
on the front lines. Where do you sleep? How do you eat? How do you keep clean? What are your living conditions like, sir?
Well, when we were in the front lines, we were in the foxhole mostly. I remember they never attacked us at night. It was usually during the day. Um, I don't understand.
Do you remember what you would eat?
Well, we used to eat out of a can. Uh, uh,
Like I think they called it K rations.
we had K rations, yes. That's what we eat. I don't remember very much, but I remember eating out of a can.
Were there other Latino men in your outfit?
There was several. I remember one Guzman, uh, Venegas, Calderon. I remember that the government gave several families, uh, it wasn't given, but we went to live in this place. They gave us 10 acres of land to plant whatever you needed. So we planted cotton, sweet potatoes. I remember that. We picked cotton every year until I was maybe 15. And I remember picking cotton from oh, maybe around August, maybe July, August, September, October, November. Uh, I remember we used to talk about the first hand that was when the first hand in picking cotton, there was a second hand, and then there was a third hand. Of course, the third hand was just uh, just a little cotton left. I remember this incident that we attacked a pillbox. I remember vaguely. It was several of us. I remember at least 3 of us, and we destroyed this pillbox. I don't remember very much.
That's okay. Do you remember how you destroyed the pillbox?
Well, we had grenades, and we used grenades. That's what we had.
How many Japanese were there?
The Japanese were there hiding in this pillbox, and we just got close enough to throw grenades at them until we destroyed them.
How many Japanese would you say were there?
Oh, well, probably a 3 or 4. They were there, and like we said, we killed them all. I remember that I was awarded the Silver Star for this action. Oh, I was in the hospital, and this black guy that was next to me, and he happened to see a lizard. The lizard was about 15, 20 feet from us, but he saw it, and I guess he was scared of this lizard. And he started yelling for the nurse, and the nurse came and she says, "What's wrong?" He said, "Kill that lizard." She said, "That lizard not going to hurt you." He said, "Kill that lizard." I remember that. He was scared. He was scared of a lizard. So,
Are there any other experiences that you want to mention about your time in action, sir?
well, I don't really remember too much about incidents. I remember one incident that I knew I wasn't supposed to use a rifle at night, but we were experienced. The Japanese, they were throwing grenade at us, and I just had to fire, and I killed him. But right after that, we got a barrage of uh, rockets, and I thought I was going to get killed that night. And that's the time that I prayed to God, and I promised God, if I come out alive, I'm going to pray every night. I remember the, uh, the rockets, and the next morning, it was one that was lying right close to me. This rocket had to land point first to explode. If it landed on the side, it wouldn't explode. So next morning, I was in my foxhole, and right out of my foxhole, there was one of these rockets that didn't go off. It landed on the side. I remember picking it up and throwing it down the gully, and it went off. I remember that.
Thank you so much for telling us that story.
We were in the front lines. We always had a semicircle, and I was at the end, and I could see this Japanese soldier throwing grenades at us. And I fired my rifle at him, and I killed him. And right after that, that's when I got a barrage of uh, uh, rockets, I guess. And they, but like I say, they had to land uh, vertical, because if it landed horizontal, they would go off. And I got a barrage of those. And the next morning, there was one lying right outside my foxhole. And I remember grabbing it and throwing it down the gully, and it went off.
What was it like to have all these rockets going off near you? I mean, what did it feel like
What did it feel like?
when they were exploding, these rockets close to you?
I was scared. I thought I was going to die. I was very scared. And that's when I tell you that I prayed, because I was really scared. This is when we left the Philippines. It was September the 16th. We left the Philippines to go to Japan.
Perfect. And could you just mention that this is a photograph of your platoon?
This is the photograph of me and my friends the day we left from the Philippines to Japan. These are some of the Japanese soldiers that were waiting to be put to work. They used to do the work. We used to be the boss.
Were they good workers? Would they listen to your orders?
I'm sorry.
Would the Japanese listen to your orders?
They would listen to the orders and obey, but you could say that they didn't like it. And, well, like I said, they didn't like us, we didn't like them.
Sure.
This picture is right after I got out of the service. I got out of the service in December 1945. And this must have been early 1946.
What's going on in that photograph? Where are you?
I was here in Houston. I was walking down Main Street.
And who's the person with you?
I don't think this person was with me. He was just walking. I happened to be walking by him.
And that's one of those penny photographers, right? They would take your photo and then they would sell it to you?
There was people that was doing that, taking people's picture, and then they would sell it to you.
Great. So if you hold that right next to your face, and if you put your hand down, sir.
Oh.
There you go. Put it up a little higher for us. There you go. And can you give us a smile? And if you bring it down right near your chest.
These are the medals that I earned when I was in the war. I earned the Purple Heart, the Silver Star, Combat Infantry Badge, and the Good Conduct Medal. This is my picture when I was 19 years old. And now I'm 99. In another month, I'll be 100.
Perfect. I'm just getting some close-ups. Perfect. Give me a big smile, sir. Big smile. And if you could bring it over a little this way. Thank you. Do you remember your Army number?
I remember my serial numbers 38540-103.
Wow. Thank you so much for being so open about your experiences. We are very grateful for what you had to go through in the war. What kind of man do you want people to always think of you as, Mr. Laredo?
Well, I would like people to think about me as a good Christian first, as a good person, a good husband, good father, good grandfather, good great-grandfather, and in all, a good person.
Well, God bless you, and thank you so much for your time.
I was glad that I could do it. I'm sorry that I don't hear too well.
You have nothing to apologize for. Back then, you had no ear protection. When you're firing, you have no ear protection.
Well, I'm glad that I did what I could, the best I could, and I'm here to tell it. My name is David Laredo. I fought in the war. I got shot through my stomach.
That was great. If you could just say you were shot by the Japanese, and then you're going to show us your wound.
I was shot in the stomach by the Japanese, and I'm going to show you my scar. This is a scar I got from the Japanese. I got a bullet that went in here, and it came out over here.
Wow.
This is a price I paid for your freedom. Please don't forget it. And don't forget all the men that died and are dying in these other wars.